Anarchy. You've experienced it, maybe at a water park or at a Trader Joe's on a Sunday. But did you know some people believe that anarchy was a force for good? These people saw it as ultimate freedom, as absolute equality, as a Trader Joe's on a Tuesday. Yes, our person this week was an anarchist. Her name? Emma Goldman. Emma Goldman was born in Kovno, Lithuania, then part of the Russian Empire, on June 27, 1869. Her childhood sucked. Drunk dad, depressed mom, and since the Goldmans were Jewish, they were routine targets of Tsarist oppression. When Emma was 12, the family moved to St. Petersburg, and in 1885, in order to escape an arranged marriage planned by her father, Emma fled to the United States. She worked for a few years in a garment factory in Rochester, New York. In 1889, she moved to the Big Apple. In New York, Emma entered radical political circles. Within days, she met both her anarchist political mentor, Johann Most, and her sometimes friend, sometimes lover, Alexander Berkman. By 1892, Emma was on the lecture circuit, using her strong physical presence and fiery oratory to win converts to her cause. Emma believed that all man-made law was enforced through violent coercion, and was therefore not just arbitrary, but morally wrong. She denounced tradition as a congenital disease, and prescribed free love, free expression, birth control, marriage abolition, and anti-capitalism as the cure. As you might expect, she was arrested a lot. In 1893, she was sentenced to a year in prison for incitement to riot, after telling a crowd of the unemployed during a speech in New York's Union Square to seize bread and jobs from the rich. Around this time, Emma was also linked to two major acts of political violence: the attempted assassination of steel magnate Henry Clay Frick by her friend Alexander Berkman, and the successful assassination of President William McKinley by her admirer Leon Czolgosz. But again, Emma's work was done in speeches, essays, protests, particularly in defense of civil liberties. When the government effectively criminalized political dissent at the start of World War I, Berkman and Goldman founded the No Conscription League to resist the draft. After one rally in Harlem, they were both arrested, charged, and later convicted of breaking federal law. Berkman and Goldman were stripped of citizenship and deported to their native Russia on December 21st, 1919. In the new Soviet Union, Emma and Berkman tried to support the communist project, but they soon became disillusioned by the autocratic Bolshevik government and left Russia in 1921. Emma spent the rest of her life bopping around Europe and Canada, writing books, giving lectures. She died in Toronto on May 14th, 1940, and in death, she was allowed re-entry into the United States, where she was buried in Forest Park, Illinois. It would have been easy for a working-class Jewish woman from Tsarist Russia to come to this country and keep her head down. But Emma had suffered for her rights as an American, and she would defend these rights to the hilt. But crucially, Emma wanted everyone to enjoy their rights too. That's why she described anarchism as both an economic and a social revolution. I think you'd have to say that her social revolution was pretty successful. Every time you use contraceptives, have sex outside of wedlock, don't get drafted into the military, you are walking arm in arm with the spirit of Emma Goldman, a fearless woman who is 100% in my dream blunt rotation. Anyway, here are my sources. Thanks, bestie.